Welcome to Cars, Shops, and Collections. Thank you for watching the show. And today we have probably the most recognizable car of all time. A car that has starred in at least, what, 4 movies, right, Gene? Yeah. At least 4 movies, a TV series. We're talking about Herbie The Love Bug. Sean and Nicole are the owners of it, and I think they are coming in. They're over there by the entrance. Here they come into we're meeting at a park. Here comes Herbie The Love Bug, number 53. How amazing is this, you guys? We've got Herbie on Cars, Shops, and Collections. Look at this. Perfect, perfect. Good morning, you two.
Good morning.
This is spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. What's even better is the outfits. Thank you so much for being here. Ta-da! Good morning, thank you so much for being here. Sean, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate it, buddy.
So much.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
And of course, remember Gene? We've all met last week.
Hello, I'm Sean,
I'm Nicole.
and we're going to show you our Herbie the Love Bug.
Well, guys, thank you again for doing this. This is really cool because the whole backstory is was it last weekend we met? We were at a car show in Boulder City, which is about 45 minutes outside of Las Vegas, and we're just walking around the car show, and we were just drawn to your Volkswagen here. This is fantastic. The original Herbie the Love Bug was in 1963.
63, yes.
What year is this?
This is a 1972,
72?
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are wondering if it's a Super Beetle or not. It's not. It's a standard Beetle.
Okay.
But he is super.
But he is super, yes,
Yes.
yes.
I mean, everyone loves Herbie, yes.
Totally, yes. Yeah, we've done enough to give it the first aesthetic pass, I guess. But there's some things that I want to do to kind of retrograde it into a little bit more of a 60.
Form.
Yes.
Well, I'm here with 2 experts on Herbie the Love Bug, and then Gene, this is also your favorite movie of all time as well.
course.
So I'm surrounded by experts, and so do I have this correct? The movie comes out in 1969, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
1969.
The Love Bug.
The Love Bug comes out, the first one. And it was originally, it was a script or a pitch, boy-girl car was the original pitch of the movie. Disney picks it up, and they decide to go with Herbie the Love Bug. Right. And the name Herbie comes from part of Buddy Hackett's act, correct?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, his uncle, who was a boxer, and he boxed so much that his nose started to look like a VW, and so he decided to name him Herbie.
This is fantastic. And then 53, we know it comes from Don Drysdale.
Don Drysdale's,
famous,
yep.
LA
Dodgers, yep.
That's where we get the 53. Let's walk through this. Is this the original color of the car when you got this?
This is the original color that we got it with, but it's actually not quite what the original color was. I forget
was a powder blue.
Yeah, there was the VW itself was a powder blue, and they kind of made it into this hybrid color. But the actual Herbie color is it's a letter and a number, and I don't remember which ones they are. But it's a darker color of off-white.
Off-white, okay.
And it's but this one here is really close, and we do like it because it makes it brighter.
It was hand painted.
It was actually
by the man
hand
we
painted. Yes.
purchased it from,
Yes. He painted it and made it up pretty Herbie-like, but we've gone in and done a lot of modifications since then.
How did you guys get this? This was not taken?
That was his actual license plate.
And he released it
and
to
they
us.
released it
Did
to
they
us.
really?
Yeah.
To have it, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So off-white is the original Herbie the Love Bug, and then the interior would have been white as well, but they changed it to gray because of when shooting it, the lighting and everything else, they need different color on the inside.
In the 63 model, they also didn't have the headrests, but they built it into the Herbie because it was used to, they had these rectangular panels on the headrest that you could drive and see through. So there was, I think, 6 cars made for the original, and they all did different gags. One was actually built backwards so that, the steering wheel was hidden back here so he could drive backwards, and then, Michelle Lee and Dean Jones could be up front.
Oh my
and,
gosh.
As though they were doing that, so.
Yeah, do we know, and Gene, do you know how many cars were used for the entire 4 movies?
So many.
So they said
Yes.
hundreds.
Yeah, there must have been, because they've destroyed an awful lot of them during production, and they're not friendly to the car.
And then when they took them apart in Herbie Rides Again, when they had all of the VWs all converged together, there was a junk VW, and it was just made up of a bunch of pieces from the ones they tore apart. And then they put some spacers in the wheels so they would be all wobbly and everything. Yeah.
OFP 857.
Now that is Herbie's license plate. And of course, this one is a replica license plate.
The OFP, our first production, 857, August of 57. The story goes, the director, the producer of the movie, that's when he first started working for Disney, was in August of 57. Our first production. That's backstory on the actual plate itself.
That I didn't know.
Very
Yeah,
good.
that's very good.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I stumped the Disney experts, the Herbie experts with some knowledge.
Something interesting you might not recognize, though. So, in I think it was 1968 or 69, they got rid of the horn grills on the front of the VW Beetle. So what I did was I actually put mock horn grills on the front.
Right here? Yep. So this is period correct to how Herbie was in the movie?
That's the way, I put those in, so it'll be a little bit more,
And then here's something else too. In the original movie, the VW logo was removed because they weren't sure what was going to happen with the movie. And then all of a sudden, the movie takes off, and they're like, "Yeah, go ahead and put the VW back."
Yeah, and they just put it was like a blank circle.
Yeah, right there.
And they didn't. It was I don't think that they were denied permission, but I think they just didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
So it was something that they easy to avoid.
Well, let's get inside it. Can we get inside?
Yeah, go ahead.
course.
Go ahead.
The looks you guys get when you drive the car, what's it like?
People are happy.
Yes.
They're so happy to see Herbie going down the street. They can't believe it.
Get a lot of thumbs up.
Yes, we get horns. People honk at us. If we get a honk, we honk back. Because we want them to know we heard them and we're happy that they're happy to see Herbie.
It truly has to be the most recognizable movie car of all time.
Probably,
It
yes.
transcends. I think the Bandit Trans Am is up there. The General Lee is up there, Knight Rider. But this is a car that if you're not even a car person, like my wife knows Herbie, my mom loves Herbie, everyone knows Herbie.
Yes.
I think it's just because of the overall design. The others they blend in a little bit easier because they're more stock. This one here, I mean, who puts racing stripes on a Volkswagen Beetle?
You can't miss it. And I think it was either 1973 or 1974 when he bought a Volkswagen new from the dealership, they did offer the decal package. So you could
really?
buy that in 73 or 74 it was, so you can have the stripes on your car. And it had to be one of the hardest decals to put on the vehicle.
It is. It was
so difficult.
Very, very difficult.
We actually tried to redo ours ourselves.
Oh, you did?
Yes, because we bought a brand new deck lid and the stripes weren't on it, of course. We tried to do it. We tried 4 times.
Yeah, 4 or 5 times. I got a bunch of decals, and
We
the problem is the
couldn't. We
contours.
failed.
It just didn't
couldn't do it.
work.
We
So
weren't
we had to have
experts.
it
We had it
professionally
redone.
And it lines up, and
Yeah.
it's a perfect lineup. Can we see?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
You're welcome.
I'll let you do it, Nicole.
All right.
Stock engine.
Is it really?
Yep.
No kidding.
Nothing special.
In the movie, they use different engines in different bugs, right?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of. They made it look stock.
Yeah.
But it was. They were always souped up. In fact, I think one was just a complete mock-up engine, and they had something in the back. But a lot of
did
it
they
was
really?
also high-speed photography.
Okay.
So
They
they
sped
would
up,
they
right?
would, they would
Yes.
speed everything up to make him blow past everything. There's a scene when they're at Laguna Seca, and he's racing around and passing all of these, and you could tell he's probably topping out at 35 miles an hour, and all the other cars are doing about 20, and they just sped it up, and it
sped
looks
it up.
great. Yeah.
I have a couple questions. So this bumper, that wasn't.
That is not stock bumper, no, from '72. Yeah, I had those replaced.
Right.
In fact, I put them on the day before the concourse at the Wynn Hotel last year. So, because I had just gotten them in, it was bugging me having the regular '72 bumpers, and so I ordered these and put them on just the night before, and they just pop.
And then this is the '63 bumper we're looking at then?
Well, no, it's not. It's kind of like it's got a retro look to it, but it is a little bit modified because of the black here and here. That wasn't on the original bumpers. In fact, you can see on your little model, that it's got, actually this is more rounded and contoured,
I'm gonna grab
but they do have the towel bars on
Oh,
there.
sure, it's in the driver's seat.
Gene is such a fan.
You're welcome to drive him anytime you want.
Gene is a
Take
massive
him out
fan.
on a date if you like,
Gene,
anytime
you're
you
a
want.
huge. This episode's for you, Gene. This is Gene's, because Gene, disclose your age, but you just turned 53 last year, right? And you wanted a bug.
Yeah.
And this is what your wife got you, right?
And I even asked you that we should do a ride along for my birthday, and you never came through.
Man, I mean, you're late. We're doing it today. We're doing it today. How cool is this? The attention to detail on this thing
That is
compared
beautiful.
to this right here. Can we do a ride along?
Of course.
Can we all four of us fit in there?
I mean, we can try.
One other thing, so Herbie had a rag top in the in the original. And we talked about that at the show. What you were thinking about doing for?
Yeah, it'd be great to cut one in, and I'd have it professionally done and everything. And there's a lot of people that the purist and everything, but also do what you like,
It's your
because
car.
it's only it's your car,
exactly.
and it's not like we're ever going to sell it, so we're not going to worry about depreciation.
I'm trying to think of something different to put up there, rather than actually cut it open.
Yeah, but I want to
kind
open
of
it up
want it
because there's no air conditioning in it.
I don't
I'd
know.
like to have it open, and and besides, I'm almost Buddy Hackett's size, so I might as well, roll it back, and I can, be, waving out there,
But why this car? So what Gene is a huge fan of the movie. Is because you guys just are so passionate about the movie, you had to have one. Tell us why you went.
Well, go
with
ahead.
this.
Well, I think I came home from the hospital in my dad's 66. And I remember driving down the street, standing straight up in the front seat. I was that little. And I've always loved VWs. And I'm a car guy.
Yeah.
And I had to have this one. When we saw it, I asked him numerous times over the years, can we get this VW? Can we get that one? Can we get this one? No, no, no. This one came up, and suddenly he said yes, and I about fell over.
My birthday was
My
coming
birthday
up,
was coming.
and I was like, all right, let's do this. So that was the surprise.
This
It
was
wasn't
like 5 days before my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was turning 53.
Oh, see? Perfect.
And he said yes.
Yep.
And I was amazed. And we went, we saw it. It was parked right there at the end of the guy's driveway.
Here in Las Vegas?
Yes, in Henderson.
In Henderson, yeah.
Okay.
And it was love at first sight.
A couple of other things to point out. So, like in the original Herbie, his marker lights were white and smaller too, of course, from that year. And then the gas, this was in Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. They put a big cap on there. That's
Cap
where
on
the
there.
jewel thief.
That's next.
That's where the jewel thief.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, the big cap.
diamond,
Yeah.
yes.
The whole thing,
Exactly.
that whole thing was a plot device to get it to hidden.
it in
Yes,
there. That's
that was the whole reason they did that. Because otherwise, But now it's become kind of iconic, and I do want to put one of those
one on there.
Yeah.
And they do sell them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like $55.
Is it? There's so many clubs too, but there's the 4 original movies, and then there was the TV show that was about 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And then there was the Lindsay Lohan version that came out. But then also, Gene and I were talking, there was one that came out in '97.
Yeah. And it's not.
Oh yeah, Herbie the Hate Bug. Yeah, it was in there. Or
with
Harvey
Horace.
the Hate Bug.
there was the
yes,
evil
yes.
Herbie, right?
The
Yeah,
evil
there's the
Herbie.
evil
Yes.
one, yes.
Yeah, and that was So that was Bruce Campbell starred in that one, and that was actually. I mean, it wasn't a bad installment. It was kind of neat.
But it isn't talked about, really.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
it's
talked
kind
about
of
too often.
forgotten movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually, I'm kind of in the process. I've written the first 25, 30 pages of a feature screenplay for
Yeah.
Herbie Goes to Vegas.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
It's going to be great.
It'll never.
If only we could do it.
Yeah, if I don't want to hear from Disney's lawyers, but I mean, I'm writing it just purely as it'd be a fun exercise to do a fan film for the for the students.
And that's what you do, right? You're a professor here in Las Vegas,
Yep.
and that's your whole wheelhouse. That'd be fantastic.
Exactly.
Well, let's figure out this ride along, because Gene has been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, if you're not attached to your legs, then but
Get in the back.
it'll feel like a BMW 5 Series.
Yeah.
No
trust
leg
me,
room.
We've been in small. Gene has been on the hood of a land speeder for an episode, so it's
And I've been in the back of a Pinto wagon with no seats.
Yeah.
The classic sound of the VW.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a neat sound. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things that people lose when they put the souped-up engines in it. They put an aftermarket engine in there with 140 horsepower, and it doesn't sound like a Beetle anymore. Sounds like a Harley.
And there are ones too that I was watching videos of ones that people have it that are kind of automated, where the front end opens up. They have they hit a button, the doors will open up, the headlights go on and off. So
Yeah, we
it's like-
just saw one of those. Nicole just showed me a video that was recently posted of somebody doing that to their Beetle. That was a recent video, right?
Yes.
It was just recently put
I
up.
saw it
yeah.
on YouTube. Is that what you saw?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably the same one, yeah.
Yes.
Because we did an episode with a DeLorean, time machine from Back in
Uh-huh.
the Future. Chris is his name. And he's got the whole thing where the doors open up on their own, and he's got all the remote controls and everything set up with it.
Oh, how fun.
Gene, how great is this moment for you?
This is awesome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, one of the cool things too is it's kind of theft proof. Not a lot of people drive with the stick.
Yes. Yep.
That's the one thing when I got my truck, I wanted a manual transmission. And I got
Yes.
it. Lucked
That's
out.
important.
How is it when you're driving it? Because it's going to be about 103 today here in Las Vegas. We're filming this early in the morning. But
Yes.
how is it when you drive it in the afternoon, in the
It's
summer,
hot.
in the heat?
It can get pretty gruesome.
Yes.
But we've got the wind wings.
That's right. You
Yes.
do, yeah.
So they kind of get the air channeled right in at us. So they're not, they help.
And I was trying to find out why they went with the Volkswagen Bug. And the stories that I read online is that they picked up the rights to make this movie. They got the title, and they're deciding over. They had 5 or 6 cars, and I read they've had a Toyota out there, a Volvo, and then they put out the Volkswagen Bug, and they put it on the lot at Disney. And they just observed people walking by the car.
Yeah.
People would stop at the other cars, but everyone was gravitated towards the Volkswagen.
Beetle, yeah.
They come
Yeah.
up and touch it. They do things with it. And
Yeah.
that made them say, okay, this is the one that's going to grab people's attention. So that's why they went with the Volkswagen.
Really interesting
Wow.
car, and it was hitting its heyday back in the late '60s too. It had become something that was very inexpensive to repair and keep on the road. So the kids were driving them, and it's an easy choice. But it looks so distinctive too. I can't
Yes.
imagine it being. It's a very expressive face. You
Yeah.
know,
I love it.
And I think everyone has a Volkswagen Bug story. My parents own one. I was talking to my parents last night. They had one. My uncle had one. And I had no idea this happened, but my parents had one. They were driving it, and someone in a bus, Volkswagen bus, stopped at an intersection, asked my parents if they wanted to swap.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh,
we're
really?
like, okay. And so they met up over the weekend, and they traded the Volkswagen Bug for a bus, and they had a Volkswagen bus for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
that's crazy.
But my mom said it just felt so unsafe driving it. This was in late 70s at the time. They, not thinking about the value of keeping a bus, that they ended up selling it for something else.
Oh, gosh. Who would have thought that?
You don't think, yeah. You don't think, I'm just selling
No.
it. It's a,
Yep.
it's a bus. Who needs it?
No. My dad had his Volkswagen, and the guy across the street offered him a trade for his bus.
Oh, you did?
And my dad said no.
Uh-huh.
He was afraid. He didn't want. This was back in the early 90s.
As far as the 53, I love the symbolism all throughout the car. Is it like that in the movie, in the car itself?
No.
It
No.
isn't. Sean just
It's a pretty standard
3D printed
dash.
it and printed
Is it?
or painted
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the metal dash
in the movie.
in the movie, and it's I mean, I'd like to retro the dash too, but unfortunately, if I take this padding off, it's not the traditional dash. It would have to be refinished and redone in the style of the original dash. So that's something else
Oop,
to kind
they
of figure
closed
out.
it.
Oh no, they didn't.
next
Right
one.
here,
Yeah.
yeah. And so that's something I'll have to figure out. But yeah, we don't have a lot of buttons and doohickeys and
No.
things, so I modeled these knobs, and then I printed them up and painted them, and just decided to go ahead and put something in it rather than holes in there.
Yeah.
They don't really go
Now,
into
in the
anything.
glove box, you have a picture of Peter Thorndike's face.
No, I don't. That would be that. There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
The only
We'll
problem is
have
like
to.
this. So it opens, but it closes difficult
Oh, I
because this here versus this here, it's older and it wasn't kept real well. So when I close it, I have to be.
Whenever I
extra
open it,
little
I can never
hard
get it
with
closed.
But yeah, that's. I mean, what do you think?
This is awesome.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, it looks great.
How did you spend your morning? Riding in Herbie The Love Bug.
Right, yeah,
You cannot
exactly.
complain about life right now. This is great. Well, thank you two so much for doing this. Such a treat. Thank you so much. An absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
We literally just met last week at a car show, and you guys were so kind to give us your time this
Yeah,
morning.
keep us in mind next car show and everything, and we'll definitely be in every car show we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because
We
we
have fun.
find them on was it LasVegasLugnuts.com? It's a great site for that. So we'll
Awesome.
be around.
Well, thank you guys for watching as well. We appreciate it. Have a great day.
If you want your car, shop, or collection featured on the show, then shoot us an email at carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. That's carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. And thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Cars, Shops, and Collections.